Because you don't need me, and you don't need a harebrained psychic, and you don't need a harebrained priest, and you don't need a harebrained rabbi, you don't need anybody but yourselves. You say, well, I don't know what to do. The hell you don't. Inside of yourself, the universe exists. Pay attention to the inside of yourself. Forget every outside source. Now, if you need an accountant, and maybe the inside will lead you to the proper accountant. Maybe if you need a medical physician, the inside will lead you to the right medical physician. Apart from that, forget it. The best I can do is be a signpost to say, don't listen to me, listen to what's inside of you. Because no matter what I say or anybody else will tell you, there is a part that is colored by my personal consciousness. And so anybody that advises you through their personal consciousness mental filter, as well-meaning as they might be. Spiritual ESP, yes, there is spiritual ESP, but the spiritual ESP is between your conscious mind and the universal part of your mind. That's the flow. If you keep it self-contained, you are the universe expressed in human form, body, and shape. I can't add one thing to you, nor can anybody add one thing to you. You already are fully equipped. Get into that mode of thinking. The moment that you do, you then begin to tap into that higher state of consciousness inside of you, and you put away, as the Bible says, childish things, running to this person and that person as if they have some magical gift. Again, you don't want to hear this. You want to sit in audiences and be in awe of some idiot that's up there telling you they know what end is up. The only end that's up is you. And the moment you take and you put spiritual ESP as a inner mechanism between yourself and the universe living within you, that is the time that you have finally grown up and become a big boy and a big girl. Until that time, forget it. Spirituality begins and ends with you. Anything that we could classify as psychic begins and ends between your conscious mind and the God within you that already knows what's going to happen. How can God already know what's going to happen? Because it's already happened. And this body that we call you and I are actors and actresses on the stage of life playing out the drama. Now, when you connect your conscious mind to this inner mind, the mind of God within yourself, then you become aware of what is going to be because it already is. Now some of you might say, well, gee whiz, you're saying predetermination. How do you think anybody really has picked up on the future? On those rare occasions when somebody really prophesizes the future correctly, how do you think they did it? Think about it. Use common sense. They could only do it if the future already existed. If it already existed. The intellect is your worst enemy. It is only like a toolbox for the spirit and the eternal to use. Intellect is like a pair of pliers, a hammer, screwdriver, that should be within the hands of the great power that is within you. And so my advice is turn away from everything and everyone only to yourself, only to that which is within you. That's your great advisor. That's your great healer. The only one that knows anything about what you're about is already inside of you. Everything else, everyone else, can't tell you your story better than the presence that is within you can unfold it for you. You are the temple, as the Bible says, of the living God. Your body is the temple. You, what you see in the mirror, when you look into the mirror and you're putting on your makeup or you're shaving in the morning, that is the temple of the living God. You don't need to go anywhere else. It's inside of you. And it's the interaction. Well, how do you get the interaction? You meditate. Every time you meditate, you close your eyes, you close off your senses to the exterior world. In other words, you're not running around to the next seminar. You're not running around to the next guru that just landed at the airport. Just you and the real you. Just you and the real you. And so you close off your mind to the outside distractions. You close off your senses to outer sense impressions. You go into yourself. And then the mind that is within you, eventually the God-conscious mind, or the mind of the infinite, or pure light, Christ mind, Buddha mind, Krishna mind, whatever you choose to call it, has an opportunity to surface. And when it surfaces, it doesn't mean that it's going to tell you right then and there what you should do with your life. It will give you a sense of peace. It will give you possibly a sense of illumination as to know that there is something more than the physical life. But it will also put into your subconscious mind, just beneath the surface part of your mind, intuitive direction, spiritual ESP, so that when you meet somebody, you'll know whether to embrace them or to walk away. Whether that's in love, whether that's in choosing a physician for your health, whether it's a person you might go into business with, whatever it might be. You'll either know to embrace them or to walk away. You'll know whether they are on the same page as yourself or somewhere else. And as you go through life, you're living this intuitive ESP, this spiritual ESP, guiding you each and every day. You know, and you're aware